What do criminals do after being caught? They manipulate the situation to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. By portraying themselves as victims, they aim to gain sympathy and minimize the consequences of their actions. It's a common tactic to garner sympathy and deflect blame onto others. But the truth always has a way of coming to light, no matter how hard they try to deceive. Here are several instances where criminals tried to play the victim card on law enforcement officers.
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm Deputy Sheriff of the Sheriff's Office. Do you have license, registration, insurance? Oh, I gotcha.
Some people are just wired not to take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they blame others for what happens to them or blame circumstances around them. This guy was pulled over by the cops and was asked for his driver's license. At first, things were going well, until he lied to the cops saying that he had just left his house, which was quite close. But everything took a bad turn when the cops smelled marijuana from the car.
Still, we have every reason to search you.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I ain't do nothing.
We can smell marijuana.
Bro, you do not. I just got in the fucking shower. You lying, bro.
Okay, well, I don't know if you
sitting out
smoke
lying
at your
talking about
house.
smoking marijuana.
I don't know what you have.
Come on, man.
Do at your
You lying,
house.
bro.
Instead of cooperating with the cops, he tries to convince them that what they are smelling isn't marijuana, and when that doesn't work, he pulls his last card on them.
Y'all just fucking with people for no reason.
I'm not
black
fucking with
people
you.
like that. I'm a black person. Come on, man.
No kidding.
You don't,
I didn't know
be
you were
around here.
black. I had no idea you're black.
Y'all don't be around here
What a shocker.
arresting none of these old white people. What?
I mean, if this isn't crazy, nothing is. Rather than admit his fault, he blames the cops for treating him that way because of his race, as though the marijuana and the unavailable driver's license were a ploy by the whites. Needless to say, he needs to grow up and find out that playing the race victim card is old news. Some people just seem to be born just so they can be nasty to the rest of us, and then cry sheep when their ploy backfires. This woman was quietly sitting in her car when another woman came by and began to harass her for the parking space.
You're being selfish and being a Karen.
I'm sitting here after an
sitting here on your
appointment.
ass being a Karen.
No, ma'am.
Fat on a Karen.
Pardon me?
Fat
Pardon me?
I can see the fat.
The woman in the car gently tried to explain that she had barely been in her car for 5 minutes, but the other woman, who we can definitely tell is a Karen, refuses to listen to reason. Instead, she continues to harass and goes to the extent of body shaming her several times by calling her fat. Karen decides to leave, and in doing so, once again calls the woman fat, but the woman had had enough. And this happens.
For what?
It's okay.
What? I haven't done anything.
Yeah, ma'am.
What
you
have I
did.
done?
You approached me in my car.
And I asked you to
all
leave.
because you want a parking spot. I'm not done yet.
Oh, because
If
and
you
what
take
have
a
I done?
left right there.
What have I done?
See how shamelessly Karen denies doing anything wrong? Instead, she acts like she is the aggrieved person who is being reported for doing nothing wrong. Even a minute back, she had been doing terrible things to the woman in the car. I honestly hope Karen gets what's coming for her. Playing the victim card never works if you're not the victim, not in the 21st century, but Karen's case is just the tip of the iceberg when you consider the next one. The level to which some criminals stoop is despicable. Most cases of domestic violence that are reported are perpetuated by men, but in this case, the position is switched as the victim is actually a man whom his girlfriend has beaten up. The police are called in by the neighbors, and they meet the guy who tries to protect the girl. Unfortunately, his plan doesn't work. When the police get to the girl, she tries to put them off by making it seem like she is also a victim. She also tries to convince them that it was just an argument between them.
I just had an argument. It's nothing serious, I'm sorry. It was more on my part. So I gave him my ID and everything.
Okay.
But the police also have tangible proof.
I mean, you can check me and you can go to the shop and
He's bleeding, you're bleeding.
The guy in question is bleeding, so there's absolutely no doubt of her crime. Seeing as such cases are rare, she tried to make it seem as though she had done absolutely no wrong. Girls like her deserve to be thrown in jail until they've got some sense. Even when she's been arrested, she still keeps trying to play the victim by crying and screaming. Dumb if you ask me. Shocking? Oh, wait till you see the queen of victim card. One victim card is funny, but what do you say about 4 victim cards?
Okay. Hey, I'm smelling alcohol.
I know.
How much have you consumed tonight? Stand facing me, please.
But I just want you to know that I also have very bad social anxiety.
You and me both.
So this lady is caught driving on the wrong side of the road, and she ends up getting pulled over by a cop. He questions her and discovers that she has been drinking, as she herself admits. Then she tries to bluff her way out, from claiming to have social anxiety to playing the non-binary and indigenous people's card.
Well, as you know, as an indigenous person and there's a bunch of shit going around, I'm sorry, but it's just for me to be on my toes.
There isn't anything she does not use in order to guilt trip the cop into thinking she's the victim. And when none of it works, she pulls the racist card on the cop.
Don't resist.
Don't! You're being
Come
a
here.
white man and
Come here.
don't! I followed all of your shit! Like,
Hopefully, after spending a night in jail, she'll learn how to take more accountability for her actions. This guy slammed into the police car, really intoxicated. In the process, he almost hits the cop who is sitting inside the car, and then he stops at an intersection. Bizarre. He gets arrested for DUI, but he keeps on protesting and acting like he has not just almost killed somebody in the process. Instead, he keeps on blaming the police and trying to act like he's the one being accused of any wrongdoing when it apparently wasn't his fault.
Y'all try me like I'm some criminal. Look me up. Nah, you put your hat down, nigga. You know what the look my name up. The way y'all pulled me out of the car and did all that, he asked out in front of me with no tires on. I don't see shit.
Someone should please tell this guy nobody is witch hunting him. Duh. If he'd had the sense to not get drunk and put himself in trouble, he wouldn't be there screaming his head off and blaming everybody except himself.
2 weeks, 2 weeks, and now why am I not sober? Because of you. Like, you're hindering my progress.
You need to sit down. You need to sit
Let go of me. Let go of me.
Come on.
Let go of me.
Okay.
I'm fed up with you. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with that. You treat me. Oh, yes, I'm not mad at you.
You let Moana say some line ass that affected you.
I didn't let her say anything. You did it.
This lady's case seems like a clear-cut case of domestic violence and self-defense, until you discover that she had actually murdered a guy in cold blood. The girl in question, Courtney, an OnlyFans sensation, had been dating the victim, Michael, for a while. Within the time they dated, the relationship was fraught with news of domestic violence perpetuated by Courtney. That very day, they were having an argument when Courtney threw a knife at Michael, leading to his death. Given the circumstances, it is extremely suspicious that she then tries to play a victim of domestic abuse when she is the abuser.
What happened? I came home. He was out for a long time. I came home, showered, took a nap, went out tonight to, have dinner and just hang out, and then he was just very confrontational.
When the police get a call about a disturbance involving a particular couple, they rush to the scene only to meet a different issue. At the door of the hotel room, they meet a crying woman who is accusing her partner of being confrontational because of a simple issue. It appears to be a clear-cut case where she's the victim, but all is not as it seems.
I restrained her hands. She called 911, and I'm like, are you for real?
Here, everything becomes clear when her boyfriend explains to the police exactly what happened. Imagine being the abuser and then not only calling the police but also trying to act as the victim? I've never seen something as crazy as this. I do hope she gets arrested and is made to pay for her actions. These people are an example of when you don't want to take responsibility for your actions, so the next time you see someone trying to play the victim after being caught in the act, remember that actions speak louder than words. They are guilty no matter who they are, as long as they have done it. Ever met someone who tried to play the victim card? Share your story in the comments and tell us how it ended. And that's it for today's video. See you next time.